Hey y'all. So story time. Not really sure why this story popped into my head, but it did today. And I texted my friend right away, and I was like, "I'm using you as a notepad, so this is the story time I'm going to tell today." So yeah, but this is only time I've been like beat up in my life, and not sure why this popped in my head today, but it just did. So this was back in high school, and it was a Friday night in um, Lincoln, and we went up there to watch a football game, high school football game, and then after uh, we went out and partied. I was supposed to go to jail on Monday, and for the DUI that I had gotten, the story time that I told you guys about, my first time ever going to jail. Um, so it was kind of like my last little hoorah before that in probation. So we go to the game, and then we go out to a bunch of college parties, and we meet up with a bunch of friends, throughout the night. There's me, two of my buddies, and then my brother. My brother was like just turned 16 at that point, I think. Um, and so he didn't drink with us, but we partied. The rest of us partied, and somehow my brother ended up being the driver. You know, um, but we got pretty hammered, and two of us ended up passed out in the back seat, and my brother didn't really know his way around Lincoln, so he like was trying to find his way around Lincoln, find where we were at. He had my phone, was calling the next person that we were going to meet up with, and like I'm really not sure how long I passed out for, but I mean I passed out pretty hard. Um, so I remember passing out and then waking up, and I was alone in the car. It was my car. I was in the back seat, and I just like woke up and I like looked around, and uh, I saw out in front of us. We were at another party because there was like people walking up and down the street, and there was this guy and this girl arguing out front of the vehicle, and I was hammered, like hammered, and I just kind of like watched him for a little bit, and he was like pushing her, and they were screaming and yelling at each other, and there wasn't really anybody like around them to like stop it. So I was like, well, gosh, I'm gonna have to go out there and stop this. So I get out and I walk up to him, and I'm guessing that I'm slurring pretty bad, telling him like, like stop it, like knock it off, like don't. I saw you pushing her, and trying to be like the white knight, like helping her out. And she was like, no, don't do this. And he was yelling at me, and I was yelling at him, and like I had no business, but yeah, I was doing what I thought was right, I guess. And I remember swinging at him, and I'm pretty sure I hit him, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it looked like I was like awkwardly throwing a ball when I hit him. Like it would have probably been laughable. Um, but I hit him, and then I got rocked. I don't remember that much about it. I remember my head was bouncing off of the concrete for a while. Um, and then I got up and went to the went to the vehicle and sat back down, and my friends came out and they're like, what in the world happened to you? And I'm like, I was trying to help her out. you know and I was pretty busted up. One of my friends came out, and she was like, oh my gosh, she started crying because I was like bleeding all over the place, and my eye was like almost swollen shut. And from what I hear, like he hit me and I fell down, and then he was like uh, kicking me in the head for a while, and I didn't feel anything. I was 3 seats to the wind. So, um, but we ended up finding a place to stay that night. We stayed there, and I woke up the next morning, and I'm just like, this is great. I get to go back home to my parents and have to explain this, and then I go to jail on Monday, and I have to explain this, and then I meet with my probation officer, and I have to explain this, and yeah, I mean, I was pretty messed up. I had a dark black eye. My lips were pretty busted up, and it was what it was. And got home and walked in the front door of my parents' house because I was still like in high school, and they were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Listen," I was like, "I tried to help this girl out, and I got beat up." And that's what happened. I obviously didn't mention that I was, you know, drinking all night, but I went to jail on Monday and had to take the intake picture with a big old black eye and a busted up face. But yeah, so that happened. The only time I've been beat up though, so I'm kind of surprised it's the only time because it's a little bit wild back then, but you know I won. I won most of the time. So anyway, that's story time. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure some people that don't like me enjoyed me getting beat up. So God bless. Be kind. Love y'all.